Coming up on NTC News, a look inside this year's Take Back the Night March.
Also, gripping new video from the horrific Aurora shooting. We'll tell you where it's coming from.
Plus, registration is in full swing. We'll give you tips on how to navigate the new system. NTC News starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
Hello, I'm Kobe Price.
And I'm Victor Oye. It's Thursday, April 18th, and you're watching NTC News. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and NIU held an event on Tuesday called Take Back the Night. The purpose is to raise awareness of and bring an end to sexual assault. NTC's Dejaneria Ferguson has more in this report.
Take Back the Night brings many qualities to NIU. The national and international event has helped create safe communities and respectful relationships throughout the DeKalb community since 2008, with marches and counseling made to prevent sexual violence and assault towards victims. Take Back the Night aims to help those in need. Executive Director of Safe Passage, Mary Shade, has been working Take Back the Night for 5 years and believes every face has a story.
We're trying to just raise awareness to the community about both the prevalence of sexual violence and the reluctance that people who are violated, who are assaulted, have in coming forward.
This annual rally helps support citizens' rights so everyone, affected or not, can be free from sexual violence. Director of Prevention and Communication, Linnea Erickson-Laskowski, feels Take Back the Night is reclaiming the rights she believes everyone deserves: to be safe from the fear of sexual assault.
5, 6, 7, 8, no more violence, no more hate!
A lot of times the things people ask is, why was that person by themselves? Why were they walking alone at night? Why didn't they call a friend? Why did they get into that Uber? A lot of people bring up these questions that really tend to blame the victim for what happened to them. Take Back the Night is reclaiming our right to say, everyone deserves to be safe. We deserve to be safe whether we're walking at noon or whether we're walking at midnight down a dark alley. Everyone deserves to be safe from the fear of sexual assault.
While the event has helped bring more awareness about sexual assault and other related issues, Shade believes more can be done, and this includes helping a certain group of people.
We would like to have way more people from the university, because so many people at the university are at risk of sexual assault, and we want to know that they're supported and that they're going to support others who experience this.
Take Back the Night hopes to one day bring an end to sexual assault, domestic violence, and all other forms of abuse. For NTC News, I'm Dejaneria Ferguson.
The owner of a company with ties to NIU is facing charges for allegedly harboring undocumented immigrants. Police say Luis Alfred de la Cruz, the owner of Alfredo's Iron Works in Cortland, illegally employed at least 8 immigrants at his plant. He is facing 14 federal charges and will be in court on Tuesday. If convicted, de la Cruz may have to pay more than $3 million in fines and can face up to 130 years in prison. Ironworks has worked with NIU in the past, building the Iron Gate sculpture in front of Barcema Hall.
Police video was released of the deadly shooting in Aurora that left 6 people dead, including an NIU alum and a student. The Aurora Police Department shared video of the February shooting at the Henry Pratt plant. The video shows the shooter as he prepares to ambush approaching officers. Department officials say they were not careless with their decision to release the video and were trying to be as transparent as possible. It has been posted to their Facebook and Twitter accounts.
The University Council passed a proposal that ends the president's staff as the administration committee. That's according to the Northern Star. NIU President Lisa Freeman says she introduced the amendment because the language in the Constitution is outdated. Some faculty members aren't happy because they feel getting rid of the committee limits transparency. The final decision moves to an anonymous faculty vote on April 19th. A 2/3 vote will move it to the Board of Trustees.
There was more controversy in NIU Student Association this week. There is an Illinois House bill that would stop NIU from checking criminal records of college applicants. A state representative asked the NIU Speaker of the Senate, Tristan Martin, for student opinion on the proposal. According to the Northern Star, at Sunday night's meeting, Martin revealed that he responded without consulting the Senate or going through proper policy. Martin said he asked a small group of NIU senators about their opinion on the bill. President-elect Naomi Bolden expressed concern with Martin's response and said that it may have misrepresented NIU's minority community.
Many students are busy registering for classes for next semester, but if you haven't done so yet, get ready to notice something different. That's because the interface of My NIU has changed recently. We spoke to some students to get their thoughts on how the system is working or not working for them.
When I first saw the change, I was a little bit confused. It took me a little bit to figure out where things were, but at the end of the day, I enjoyed it more.
It's much easier to see, what if you have holds on your account to find those classes. I feel like it's just so much more easier to use than before.
I think it helps you find the classes easier as far as going forward, but also I think it doesn't help like the new people, like the freshmen, and I think there should be a guide for them.
So long as there's still the old system access, I don't see why students won't keep going back to that. So I don't think that the new system actually solves any problems. I think it actually just makes it a little bit more confusing.
And for those students who do think it's a bit more confusing, we spoke with an advisor about the ways to best navigate the system.
You can get around some of those differences by clicking on the tile that says Classic Home View. For example, we've had some students mention that they can't see the old weekly calendar view where it blocks out as they're putting their classes in. This class is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon, or this class is Tuesday, Thursday at 9:30. The old Classic Home View still does that.
Registration will be open through the summer. The unpredictable weather has us all sitting on the edge of our seats wondering what's going to happen next.
Absolutely. Every night I go to sleep wondering if I have to bring back my winter coat the next morning. And with holiday weekend ahead, what else can we expect weather-wise?
NTC's Jacob Montesano has a quick look at the weather forecast. Jacob?
Thanks, guys. And although we've had a lot of rainfall occur this morning, if you look at the radar currently, that rainfall is finally making its way out of our area. But how will that affect your Easter Sunday? More details will be coming up just after the break.
After the break, we'll find out what the release of the Mueller report means for the president.
We'll also take a look at a restaurant serving up a fiesta on your plate. Stay with us.
The top story in Washington this morning is the release of Robert Mueller's report. Attorney General William Barr held a press conference this morning to talk about the redacted version of the report that is now available to the public. The special counsel spent nearly 2 years investigating if there was any Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election. Barr says there was what could be considered good and bad news for the president.
That's the bottom line. The special counsel confirmed that the Russian government sponsored efforts to illegally interfere with the 2016 presidential election, but did not find that the Trump campaign or other Americans colluded in those efforts.
Although the president no collusion, congressional Democrats are still calling for the release of the full 448-page report in its entirety. They believe that this press conference is another way of misleading the American people. They are also calling for special counsel Robert Mueller to testify before them, quote, as soon as possible. This is a pretty interesting story with some potential ramifications.
And for more political news, NTC's Evan Johnson joins us with our political pit stop. Evan?
It's been pretty crazy in the political world, and I have a lot to update you on, so let's jump right in. President Trump is offering money to help rebuild the Notre Dame Cathedral after a devastating fire brought it to ruins this week. The almost 900-year-old icon caught fire on Monday. The cause of the blaze remains unknown. Officials expect it will cost over $1 billion and almost 5 years to repair. The White House says the U.S. will offer assistance in the rehabilitation of this irreplaceable symbol of Western civilization. President Trump also released his own statement on the loss of this structure.
We left the plane. It was burning at a level that you rarely see a fire burn. It's one of the great treasures of the world, the greatest artists in the world. Probably, if you think about it, I would say, Jovita, it might be greater than almost any museum in the world, and it's burning very badly. It looks like it's burning to the ground.
Some Americans are criticizing the assistance, saying the funds can be better spent helping us in U.S. causes. The House of Representatives is digging deeper into the president's finances. A number of banks will be called as witnesses because of their financial relationships with President Trump. Deutsche Bank was among several banks that were subpoenaed on Monday. The $300 million of loans extended to the Trump Organization from Deutsche Bank were all made prior to Mr. Trump taking office. Another abortion case is making headlines for the Supreme Court. Currently, a Louisiana law requires that a doctor performing an abortion has to have admitting privileges at a hospital within 30 miles of where an abortion is performed. Abortion rights activists want to change that law to give people more choices of doctors and hospitals that can perform the procedures. The law mirrors a Texas abortion law that was struck down by the Supreme Court in 2016, but there were only 8 justices on the bench at that time. There could be a third North Korean summit on the horizon. Mr. Trump took to Twitter over the weekend saying he's making big plans. Trump tweeted, "I agree with Kim Jong-un that our personal relationship remains very good. Perhaps the term excellent would be even more accurate, and that a third summit would be good and that we fully understand where we each stand." The president went on to say that he looks forward to the day, which could be soon, when nuclear weapons and sanctions can be removed. That's going to be it from me here in Political News. Let's toss it back to the desk.
From folding phones to advertisements in space.
Our very own Isai Sanchez has more to share on this week's Tech Talk.
Thanks, guys. Remember the flip phone? Well, it looks like they might be coming back, but with a twist. The Samsung Galaxy Fold is the company's newest attempt in changing smartphone designs. The almost $2,000 phone went up for pre-orders earlier this week and in a few days sold out. Now, some journalists who got the phone early for review are reporting the phone screen breaking after only a few days of use. Oof, not good. Samsung says that they will thoroughly inspect these units in person to determine the cause of the matter. The Xbox One family is getting a little bigger. The gaming company announced the Xbox One S All-Digital Edition on Tuesday. The console is the first to ship without an optical drive, so that means no discs. The Xbox One S All-Digital Edition will be available May 7th for $250. And all right now, imagine a beautiful clear night and you're walking outside enjoying the weather and then you see this. According to Futurism, PepsiCo hired Russian company Start Rocket to develop an orbital billboard. So the way this works is they would send up satellites into space and using the reflection of the sun, show whatever ad they had set up. And after strong backlash, PepsiCo said Monday that they have no further plans to test or commercially use this technology at this time. So maybe in the future, I guess. And that is everything for this week's Tech Talk. Victor, Kobe, back to you.
This week's Hush Street Trail led me inside the 815 to Flamingo Restaurant and Ice Cream Mexican Cuisine at 1029 Pleasant Street for one of the only places I've been to that offers authentic Mexican food and delicious ice cream in DeKalb. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of Inside the 815. I'm here at Flamingo's Restaurant and Ice Cream Mexican Cuisine. We're about to check out a place that serves both ice cream and the most authentic Mexican food you can get in the DeKalb area. Now look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I love Mexican food and I absolutely love ice cream as well. So I'm excited. You guys should be excited. Let's go check this place out together. Let's get it. I'm here with Cindy Lopez, Flamingo's owner. Cindy, welcome to the Inside the 815 family. What made you decide to do both a traditional Mexican restaurant and ice cream shop?
We're thinking more in the family and the kids. The parents, he come and I say, oh, my kids, he love in this place. So it's nice.
Now you have a very expansive menu, but what's the one dish, the one item that you're saying, oh, you have to try this?
Everything is really good. You have opportunity to try the whole menu, but the more popular is the flamingo burrito and mango nada.
I'll give it a shot then. Let's get to it. After working at other restaurants in the past, what makes Flamingo special to you?
Pues en que en otros restaurantes han sido restaurantes americanos y aquí es un restaurante mexicano, pues la comida es diferente, tiene otro tipo de sabor, más sabrosa.
Thank you. This is a big burrito. The Flamingo burrito. What goes all into this?
Inside is beans, cheese, meat, onions, green pepper, and cilantro.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Whoa, okay. That's really, really good. So the burrito was amazing, but you're more than just a traditional restaurant. You guys also serve ice cream. Mango nada is your favorite, right?
Yes, all is good, but try mango nada.
Mango nada?
It's a little spicy, some Mexican, you like it spicy. So this little spicy and sour.
Mind if I get some to go?
Yes, of course.
Awesome, thank you. So how often you come to Flamingos?
I come around 3 to 4 times a week, man.
3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
What keeps bringing you back?
And honestly, they got some bomb tacos, they get some elote, some corn in the cup.
All right, now I can see why Flamingos built such a loyal customer base since coming to DeKalb not too long ago. The food is absolutely delicious, plus the variety of all breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. You just can't beat that. Now, if you have any recommendations on places we should go for the next Inside the 815, just let us know. I'm about to go enjoy this ice cream. Peace out, hungry people. That was definitely some of the best Mexican food I had since coming to DeKalb. Flamingo has both takeout and delivery options, so their cuisines can be just a call away.
A lot of places around DeKalb look cleaner and newer today. Thanks to NIU Cares Day, more than 500 NIU students, faculty, staff, and alumni volunteered their time and talents over the weekend. They painted, planted, and cleaned as a part of volunteer efforts to spruce up the community at 63 different sites. This was the 13th annual NIU Cares Day event. You know, Kobe, the weather on NIU Cares Day was fantastic. Now let's see if it's going to repeat again, because it didn't over the weekend.
I really hope the weather gets better. Let's check in with Jacob with the weather report in the following days and this weekend.
Thanks, guys. And the early forecast is looking like this Easter will be a very, very beautiful one. If we look at the current weather right now, we are dealing with some light rain showers and a little bit of a gusty condition at 14 miles per hour. Temperatures are relatively comfortable at 49, and if you look at the rest of the United States, much of the U.S. is dealing with very nice spring-like weather, and this trend is going to continue as we have a big ridge in the atmosphere over the United States. If you look into tomorrow, we are going to see a slight decrease in the temperatures Friday morning, but as we progress through Friday afternoon and Saturday, temperatures are going to continue to rise, and even on Easter Sunday, temperatures could reach 70 degrees. If you look at the current weather for the rest of the day, we are dealing with mostly cloudy skies with a few light rain showers here and there. Even if it does rain, it will be very light and won't be that bad. If we see, we have a high of 51 and low of 39, and if we look into tomorrow, the temperatures are going to drop a little bit Friday morning as we have cloudy skies in the morning with very windy conditions. But when the sun comes out, the winds will drop as well, and it will certainly feel very comfortable Friday afternoon. And if we look into Saturday, temperatures are going to continue to climb up to a high of 62 and very sunny skies with no chance of precipitation. As we look onto Easter Sunday, we are going to see even warmer weather with a high of potentially 71. So Easter Sunday will be a good day to spend some time outside with your family. But if we look at the week ahead, we are going to deal with some rain showers Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The good news is that the temperatures are going to remain relatively steady at 62, 59, and 58. So I think it's finally safe to say that there is officially no more snow in the forecast for this winter.
After the break, pushing and pulling, tugging and towing as we get ready for an annual NIU tradition.
And this week's leader of the pack has been battling injuries, but that hasn't stopped her from breaking records. All of this and more when we come back.
You made this vacation happen, cleverly merging promotions,
double points with every purchase,
and cross-referencing travel sites. Aloha! If you can ace your vacation, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Fraternities and sororities are gearing up for tugs.
The annual competition featuring everyone taking part in a fierce game of tug of war will take place next Monday through Thursday. Last year's champions Phi Sigma Kappa hope to reclaim their top spot. All money raised goes towards Safe Passage, which aims to reduce sexual assault and domestic violence. The tournament will be taking place in the field behind University Plaza. And now it's a time for a look at sports.
Our source for all things athletics, Isai Sanchez, has more.
Thanks, guys, and yes, I am your source for all the sports news that you need to know this week. The weather has been all over the place, but baseball still goes on. Or does it? Wednesday's game against Trinity Christian College was postponed because of weather, but the Huskies weren't so lucky Tuesday. The Iowa Hawkeyes were trailing for most of that game, but a late rally saw them come back and the Huskies would eventually lose 8-6. The loss brings their overall record to 11-26, and they will look to bounce back in a 3-game series against Kent State. And staying on the diamond, the NIU softball team has been on a roll lately. The Huskies have won 4 of the last 5 games, sweeping Loyola on Wednesday. In Game 1 of a 2-series bout, the Huskies came back twice in that game and won 7-6. Unfortunately, they had to wait over an hour because, you guessed it, rain. But that didn't stop the team from keeping the momentum going, eventually winning 6-3. Head coach Christina Sutcliffe says she was happy with the team's tenacity at the plate. The Huskies return to conference play Friday against Central Michigan. Moving on to the green, the women's golf team ended their 2-day tournament early because of weather over the weekend. The Huskies finished 4th overall out of 6 teams competing. Ara Ko and Lauren Engel were the only 2 to finish in the top 15 in individual competitions. With the season winding down, the women's golf team is looking to end strong when they head to Indiana for the Mid-American Conference Championships starting April 19th. And speaking of women's golf, the team has had a solid season with strong performers all around. And our very own Martin Sotelo hit the course to see how a certain golfer has raised the bar for her teammates.
Senior golfer Brielle Ward brings a winning attitude to NIU. She has broken many records and has the lowest career stroke average in school history. With an all-around game and impressive work ethic, Ward continues to find success on the course. One thing that really stands out for Brielle is her attention to detail.
The key has really been staying confident and staying focused
and just practicing hard on those little things that could always use work, and to continue working on those things, such as putting or chipping.
And Ward's commitment to golf has truly shown. Brielle struggled with her putting early on and even made changes with her grip on a golf club. But with these adjustments, she has managed to earn second-team All-MAC honors over the past 2 seasons. And while that may be impressive, head coach Kim Kester is even more impressed with her ability to be consistent.
Her and I talk a little bit about statistics over time, and one of the ones that sticks out to me the most is that her score is counted over 96% of the rounds that we've played. So in her entire 4 years, her score is basically counting every single round.
Ward has had plenty of success over the years, but it hasn't come without some adversity. She's managed to play through wrist pain and is battling a recent injury to her rotator cuff. But in spite of all the obstacles, she's confident that these experiences have helped her become a true leader.
Being here, I've gone through a lot of struggles. I've gone through the injuries, I've gone through the struggles on the course, I've gone through the bad swings, I've gone through it all. And so I think one way I'm able to lead is to help the other people on my team go through those same struggles.
Ward's steady game, mental toughness, and leadership leave her as this week's leader of the pack. For NTC News, I'm Martin Sotelo.
The men's golf team also competed in Indiana over the weekend. The team finished 15th overall Saturday at the Boilermaker Invitational in round 1. Senior Paul Schlim was the lowest scorer on the team with a +4, leaving him tied for 52nd. And due to heavy rains, the second round was eventually canceled. Head coach Tom Porton says the team got off to a good start but fumbled and never recovered. The Huskies will look to get back on track Saturday when they travel to Columbus, Ohio. And unfortunately, the bad weather also affected the women's track and field team when they competed in Iowa's Musco Twilight event. Bad weather everywhere, apparently. The Huskies overcame the cold weather, taking first place in 2 events. Junior Remy Amartifio took first place in the 100-meter hurdles with a time of 13.80 seconds. And the other first-place winner was freshman Taylor Ramsey, who competed in the high jump. Hopefully, the weather improves as the team travels to California. It should be nice there. Moving on to the court, the men's tennis team destroyed Toledo 6-1 to close out the regular season. With the win, the Huskies end the season with a record of 11-11 and 3-4 in conference play. Freshman Mikko Melanin and sophomore Victor Spolodorio were named the MAC Doubles Team of the Week because of their win Sunday. The team will travel to Michigan Friday to compete in the MAC tournament. They will be the 3 seed and will face off against number 6 seed Binghamton. And as for the women's tennis team, they did not see the same success Sunday, ending the season in a shutout loss. And I mean, it just wasn't their day. They lost to Ball State 7-0. This was the 7th loss in a row for the team. Head coach Tanya Mayfield says the team has a few months to get better and come back stronger. The ladies finished their season 5-15 overall and 0-7 in conference play. Hopefully they do better next season. And finally, this last story is more of a cool clip or top play. We head to the MLB where the Houston Astros faced off against the Athletics Tuesday. Astros pitcher Colin McHugh pitched a fastball and Kendrys Morales sent it right back. But McHugh does the dodge of a century. I mean, let's see if we could take another look at that. Because, I mean, look at this in slow-mo. It looks absolutely unreal. It looks like the Matrix. Look at that. It barely skims him. It doesn't hit him at all. However, the Astros couldn't dodge a loss as they fall to the Athletics 9-1. And well, that'll be it for NTC Sports. And man, I am still thinking about that Matrix-like dodge. Let's send it on back to the desk.
500 to 600 people are estimated to be at this year's anime convention hosted by NIU students. KaroshiCon is an annual event and free for those who love anything anime. It's held at the Home Student Center and features a video game room, various booths, and costume contests. Guests can dress up as their favorite characters and win prizes at some of the events. The convention will be from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. this Saturday. That's it for NTC News. This show is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and have a happy Easter.